Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Bruce here with Traveling with Bruce. How you doing today? Today I'm going to talk to you about the Norwegian Sun, the cruise from hell. I've been getting a lot of questions and comments about this cruise. The construction cruise at sea is what it's really being referred to. Just a terrible story. If you're new to my channel and you want to keep getting updates on this story and others, please consider subscribing to my channel. There should be a button for you over here. There should be another button for you over there. One of them has a bell notification icon beside it. Click on that. You'll be updated on every video I do. I also do live streams 6 days a week. I'm on Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I throw in a second show at 8 p.m. Eastern. Saturdays, I'm on live at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And we talk about cruise ships, taking holidays, getting deals, and issues. And today we have an issue. The issue is with the Norwegian Sun cruise ship. This ship was on a cruise from Miami to Los Angeles at the end of March here in 2018. Passengers, 2,000 passengers boarded the ship. About 1,000 crew members were on this ship. And the passengers had no idea that what they were in for was not even close for what they had paid for. These folks found out as they had boarded the ship and they were waiting to pull out at dock, they were noticing pallets of construction materials being hoisted aboard the cruise ship towards the front of the ship, an area where passengers are not allowed to roam. And on the first day at sea, in effect, after the first night, the next day, hordes of construction workers were all over the top decks of the ship, roping off swimming pools, access to children's pool areas, and other areas of the ship, promenades and whatnot, and they were ripping up the deck of the cruise ship while at sea. And out came all of these machines that ranged from jackhammers to sanding machines to all kinds of other equipment. The workers, in some cases, were wearing hazmat suits. They had on masks to protect their faces and their breathing, their noses, and to not breathe in these toxic fumes that were coming off the ship as the ship was being dismantled at sea. The passengers had no idea this was going on. They had paid top dollar for a dream cruise. Many of them had traveled internationally by air to Miami to go on this once-in-a-lifetime cruise, only to find out that they were surrounded by all kinds of toxic chemicals, all kinds of just nasty stuff. They had problems breathing, dust in the air, dust in their drinks, on their food. Rooms were inhabitable for stretches of time because of the odorous smell and the pain at the back of their throat from breathing in these chemicals. Complaints were made to the folks at the help desk, the hotel desk, and some crew members resorted to spraying Febreze in some of the vents to try to alleviate the discomfort. But this is no substitution for what happened here. Passengers were completely inconvenienced, were completely caught off guard, and were really subjected to some dangerous, hazardous materials. I have photos that you're going to notice here as I'm speaking that have been sent to me. I wanted to thank one of the travelers who was on this cruise. Marianne Cardillo sent me a series of photographs, and you'll see them posted here. There are, like I say, construction materials on board, stripping of the decks with chemicals, and physically there was welding being done. All kinds of noxious fumes were coming off of that. The work was being done almost 24/7. People were hearing jackhammers in the middle of the night. It's totally unacceptable. The cruise line wrote a letter of apology, kind of. They sort of really said that they were enhancing the experience of the ship for everyone, but they did recognize there was some inconvenience caused, let alone the life-threatening nonsense that was going on. They've offered a 25% discount on a future cruise with Norwegian based on the fare that they paid for their cruise. No financial compensation, no partial refund, no refund of any kind being offered. Women who were pregnant on board this cruise had no idea that they were subjected to the odors from chemicals that can cause birth defects. They had no protection. They were lying on the ocean deck on the loungers. There are pictures of loungers that I've posted that are covered in this construction dust. And it was just a fine film that just kept raining down on these passengers and got into the ventilation system of the ship, which meant it permeated the entire vessel. The crew, unfortunately, especially the crew down below, have no escape from this material. They probably breathed it in for days. This was a 15-day cruise. The story goes, reports have come out that on the day before the ship re-entered U.S. waters, it pulled into Ensenada, Mexico, and it was at that port that all of the construction material that had been ripped off the ship, all the old decking, was discarded in Ensenada at port, along with all the empty containers of the turpentine and glues and adhesives and paints. All the carcinogenic materials were all dumped off in Ensenada, Mexico, mere hours before the ship was to enter into U.S. waters and enter the port of Los Angeles, and therefore end the trip for these passengers. These passengers were duped, sucked in, and ripped off by Norwegian Cruise Lines. Carnival has nothing to do with this. Norwegian Cruise Lines completely misled these passengers, sold them a bill of goods, and gave them no protection against these hazardous chemicals for this trip whatsoever. Sections of the ship, as a matter of fact, one of the bars on the ship was commandeered by the construction crew for their construction planners and the folks going over the blueprints. This was a premeditated, pre-planned exercise by Norwegian Cruise Lines to turn this cruise into in effect, a construction cruise, unbeknownst to the 2,000 passengers who had booked in good faith this holiday, not knowing that they were in the middle of a construction zone. They had no idea what they were in for. It is unacceptable, unforgivable, and Carnival, so I keep saying Carnival, I'm sorry, it's Norwegian, should be doing the right thing and apologizing to all these passengers and offering them a substantial refund on their cruise costs. They should be compensated for, especially those passengers who flew in internationally, should be compensated for their airfare. Now I'm told passengers are seeing doctors. People are having trouble swallowing, trouble breathing properly, coughing that won't go away. They're now visiting their doctors, getting x-rays. There are some tragic stories out there of people who are suffering already from cancerous conditions, only to be subjected to this on top of everything else. How are these people to know that they were going on a dream vacation on the one hand, and on the other hand, they ended up on a chemical-laden ship in the middle of a construction zone for 15 days, no escape. It's a tragic story. Anyway, that's a quick update on what I'm hearing. It's the stories keep coming out from more and more passengers. I want to thank passengers for sending me photos. I encourage any and all passengers who've been on this cruise to contact me through my channel or my Facebook page. Please send me photos. I will try to post them on future videos to let everyone out there know what was done to these people, and it's just not right. We all have to know this. We have to guard against this. I do not know what the remedies are going to be here, but so far Norwegian is not doing the right thing for these passengers. It's not good. This particular ship, by the way, is in dry dock right now in Victoria, British Columbia. It will be on its next cruise on the 19th of April. It's a sold-out cruise. Guess what? It's a repositioning cruise from Seattle to Port Canaveral. It's going to be an 18 or so day cruise. I would be shocked if all the work that was to be done on this ship is done on this ship. It could well be that passengers on that cruise might be in for a construction cruise of their own, another disaster in the making. I think it's completely unacceptable. I don't think there should be any work being done on that ship on the cruises whatsoever. If you can't get the work done in dry dock, you should have it in dry dock a little longer. Get the job done and do it right, but not at the expense of paying passengers, especially children and the elderly, on board these ships. I wish I had happier news today, but I don't. That's the reality of the situation. This is Bruce with Traveling with Bruce saying thanks for watching. If you if you find this video educational, helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. There's a button here, as I said. There's a button there. Love to have you on board as a subscriber. I'll try to keep you posted on updates as they come along. In the meantime, I'll join you folks 5 o'clock Eastern Time, Monday to Friday, Tuesdays and Thursdays, a second show at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, Saturdays at 2, and I'll try to keep everyone updated as we go forward. I'm inviting people who've been on the cruise to join me on my live stream chats, and you can voice your thoughts and updates to me directly, right to my viewers, live the next for every day of the week, 6 days of the week. I'm on the air. I invite you to join me for that. Again, thanks for joining me for this very basic video. Have a good day today, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Bye for now.